Hello there and welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll be walking you through on how to send email with Python and Outlook. So here I've created a folder, send mail, and I have opened it folder on Sublime. So you can choose to use your preferred editor for this. So right on my folder, I'm going to right click and create a new file. This file, I'm going to call it sendmail.py. So this is going to be a Python file. So before sending mail or proceeding with this tutorial, it is assumed that you have Python installed on your system. So if you haven't installed Python, make sure you install the latest version of Python, and as well you have added Python to your system parts. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to import a module. So I will say import, and the module I want to import is smtplib. smtplib. So the smtplib module comes with a standard installation of Python, so you don't need to download it separately. So once you have Python installed, all you just need to do is to import this smtplib module. Next, I'm going to import a class, and this is going to be from email.meme, dot text, and I'm going to import the class meme text, and this module is used for sending a plain text message. So next, I'm equally going to import another module, which is meme, from email.meme.multipath, and I'm going to import the class meme multipath, and this module is responsible for sending both plain and HTML messages. Next, I'm going to define a function, and let's call it send_email. And then this function is going to take some parameters. It's going to take sender_email. Next is going to take sender_password. Next, this is going to take recipient email, and then the subject, and finally the message. And then we enter our colon, and you can see that my cursor has been indented. So anything we type here is going to represent the body of this function. So right here, I'm going to make a comment. So let's create a multipath message object. So I'm going to create a variable msg, and this will be equal to the class, and in this class I will pass in alternative. And what this basically means is that this is going to create an instance of the main multipath class, and then the alternative simply indicates that this is going to be both a plain text and HTML. So next, I will say msg from equal to sender email, and this will basically set the from header to the sender email. Next, I'm going to set the to header, and I'm going to set it to the recipient email, just like this. And then the subject header, I'm going to set this to the subject. Next, I'm going to create both plain text and HTML version of this email. And the reason is because most email clients support just the plain text, and other supports both the plain text and HTML. So for that, we are going to create two versions. So I'm going to make a comment, create both plain and HTML version to the email. So I can say part 1. So part 1 is going to equal to the meme text, and I'm going to pass in the text as a parameter, and then plain. And this is going to be part 2, and this will be equal to meme text, and then this will be HTML, then HTML. And before that, we need to create some sample text and then a sample HTML text also. So just before that, we are going to create the variable text, and this will be equal to, so let's say this is a sample plain text, and then let's create another variable HTML, and this we are going to define some HTML tags. So I'm going to concatenate this F. I'm going to create some HTML, so HTML, and then I'm going to close this HTML tag, and inside the HTML tag I'm going to create a body tag, and then I'm also going to close the body tag. And then within the body tag, I'm going to define h2, and then I'm also going to close the h2. So then in between the h2, the variable message. So our message is going to go in between these tags. And then, so here, the text is passed on to the meme text object and assigned to the variable part1. And then the HTML variable is being passed to the meme text object and assigned to the part2 variable. So now we can attach the part1 and part2 to the message object. So msg.attach, and I'm going to attach the part1, and then I will do the same for the part2. Attach, then part2. Next, we are going to create our SMT server settings for Outlook. So we are going to be using Microsoft Outlook email client. So feel free to check out Gmail and other email clients. Let's make some comment. SMTP server settings. So here I'm going to create a variable SMTP underscore server. So, and this will be equal to smtp hyphen mail.outlook.com. And then next we are going to set the port. So we'll say SMTP port, and the port used for transmission of secured email is 587. So next, I'm going to create a try block, try, and I'm going to make a comment, create a secured SSL/TLS connection. So I'll create a variable server is equal to smtplib.smtp, and then I'm going to pass on the SMTP server, and then the SMTP port. And basically what we have done here is that we have created an instance of the SMTP class, which is coming from the smtplib module, and we have passed in two parameters, which is the SMTP server coming from here and then the SMTP port. So next we're going to say server dot start TLS connection. So this is going to start the TLS connection. Next, we are going to log in to our Outlook email. So log in to your Outlook email. So here you need to specify your Outlook email and then your Outlook email password. So here I'm going to say server.login. So basically we are using the login method of the server object created earlier. So this is going to take two parameters, and it's going to take the sender email, so which is email coming from you as the sender, and then it's going to take the sender password or your password. And finally, we are going to send the email. Send email. So we'll call the server object with the method of send email. Send mail. So the send mail method will basically send the email for us. So here we are going to assign the sender email, comma, and then the recipient email, which is the receiving email. We equally specify the message MSG as string. So the content is going to be converted to a string. Then, so what we can do, we can print to the console if the email was sent successfully. So we can say email sent successfully. Now otherwise we can handle an exception in case we encountered an error. So we say except, and the exception will be smtplib dot smtp exception as E. So now that we have referenced it as E, so we equally want to print out the error. So we can say error sending email. So we can concatenate the error, so str e, and then we are going to have a finally block which is going to close our connection. So this will close connection. So we'll say the server object dot the quit method. Finally, we are going to pass in or specify our values. For the sender email, I'm going to specify my email. So this is going to be coming from my email. So you can specify yours. I'm entering my email, my Outlook email, obiri@outlook.com. So yours is going to be different. So you're going to enter your actual email address and then your password. So next, I'm going to enter my email password. So sender password will be equal to my password. So I'm basically hiding this for security reasons. Just know that you're going to specify your sender password as your email password. Then the recipient who is receiving this email. So I'm going to specify my Gmail. So I want this message to go to my Gmail. So it's going to smtplc@gmail.com. And then the subject of this email. So the subject, I'm just going to say, let's just say hello from Python email. So let's say this is our subject. And then the message, I'm going to say this email was sent via a tutorial on how to send email with Python and Outlook. And then finally, we are going to pass this to our function. So we have a function send email. So we're going to pass this to that function. Send email. So I want to make sure I'm typing the correct thing. Send email. Okay. So I'm going to specify the sender email, the sender password, the recipient email, the subject, and then finally the message. And here we go. So we have finished writing our code for sending email. So I'm going to save this file and then make sure that you have an internet connection. So I'm going to connect to my network. So make sure you save your file. So now I'm going to navigate to the folder send mail, and then here it is. So I'm going to right click and then open in terminal. So if you are using Windows 11, so you can open this in terminal, or you can simply open the folder and then click on this to copy your path. So once your path is copied, then you can fire up your terminal and then you cd to that path. But because we're already on the path, so you can see we're already on the path, I'm not going to do that. So if I ls, so you can see we just have the send email. So before we send this email, I just realized I don't have access to this recipient email for now. So I'm just going to enter another Gmail. Jesus at gmail.com. Okay, so I'm going to save this file and then go back to my terminal. I'm going to run or execute this by saying Python followed by the name of your file. So sendmail.py. So if I hit enter, so let's wait for a success message. Oops, it says attribute main multipath object has no attributes as strange. Oh, did you mean as strange? So we had a typo right here. So let's go back and make correction. So this is as strange, just like this. So if I save this and then let's go back, and simply clicking on my up arrow key, I can populate the previous code that we wrote. So if I hit enter and let's check this again, and here we go, email sent successfully. So let's check our email. So if I go to Gmail, wow, and here we go. So we have just received our email. So you can see this email was sent via a tutorial on how to send email with Python and Outlook. So if I click on the show details arrow, so you can see to this, and from this Outlook. So you can see the subject, made by, signed by, and all of that. And you can see standard description, security. So this is how simple it is. We can send email by utilizing the smtplib module in Python and then Outlook SMTP. In future lectures, I'm going to show you how to create a web form and send email using Python. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it informative and useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and consider subscribing to the channel for more content on digital technology and programming skills. Stay curious, and I will see you in the next video.